Translating algebraic expressions and equations. Our learning goal today is to translate between algebraic expressions or equations and the statement in words. Another learning goal is to solve these equations. In this slide, we have a vocabulary review. We have some words that we can use for certain operations like adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So take a moment to read those examples as well as words you could use for variables. Remember, a variable is a number. It can be a certain amount, a quantity, a mass, a volume, but it is unknown and we use a variable or a letter. You will also see in this lesson words that are used in equations to show the equal sign. That is down here at the bottom. Equal is, gives you, results, makes. You will also notice some examples in here for an expression. For example, 4x. You could write that as a number plus 4 added to a number increased by 4 greater than a number, the sum of a number and 4. So what you are doing is using the words for the variables and the words for adding and combining them together to write in words your expression. So the expression for x, you can see, has many different answers. When you are translating your expression, you can see that we are using the words for a variable, and anytime you see a variable, the most common words to translate would be a number. We have then looked at our operation, which is adding, so we used one of our adding vocabulary words, and in this example, plus. And then our last step is to simply write that number in word format. So x plus 5 translated is a number plus 5. Now we have another example here. Again, we look at the variable and you can see it's replaced by the words a number. We have taken our number and written it in word format. And then we have to ask ourselves, what does 4x mean? We recall that a number next to a variable means multiplication, so in this case we've selected times to show the operation. So 4x translated into words is 4 times a number. What are some other ways that we could translate this equation? Think about that for a moment. Your turn. Try to translate these two expressions into words, x minus 3 and 10x. Refer back to the vocabulary page if needed. Here is a more challenging one. It is now an equation. We would follow the same steps in this case, but now we have an equal sign. Take a moment to think about how you would translate this equation. So what I have done here is broken down the equation. I started my translation with 2 times a number. That is meant to show 2x. Remember, 2x is the same as 2 times a number. Then I looked at what was happening next in my equation, and it was added. So I simply selected a word for adding. And then I looked at my next number. What was it being added to? To 3. So I included that in my sentence. I replaced the equal sign with a word for equals. And I simply wrote the word for 13 at the end of my sentence. Check your answer to see if it's similar. Now remember, there are several correct answers for this equation. Now we are going to do the opposite. We are given a sentence and we have to turn it into an expression or equation. So while I'm doing this, I look for some words that might help me. The first thing I notice is the word sum. If you recall from the vocabulary sheet, sum means adding. What am I adding? A number, and I know that's going to be a variable. I'm choosing x. And I also know that I need to have the number 4 in my expression. I don't see any words for equals, so I know it's an expression. I go back to my sentence. The sum, I'm going to put my plus sign, of 4 and a number. Anytime I see a number, I know that it's a variable. And I selected the variable x. So the sentence, the sum of 4 and a number, written as an expression is x plus 4. Your turn. Give this one a try. 3 times a number added to 3 is 12. Remember to look for those words that are going to help you determine the operation, where the variable is, and if it's an expression or an equation. Hopefully you have had a chance to do those things. So again, I'm looking for words to help me. Times, I know means multiplication. Here I see the word a number. This time I'm going to select the variable n. Added, another key word, so I'm going to use addition. And I see the word is. That means that I need an equal sign. This is an equation. I also look for other words to tell me where the numbers go. So I have 3, I have 12, and I have another 3. So I'm going to start at the beginning of the sentence. 3 times a number is 3n. Added to 3 plus 3. I replace the word is with my equal sign, and I write 12. So 3 times a number added to 3 is 12 is translated to an equation 3n plus 3 equals 12. Now solve this equation as practice.